Hello. We're going to be talking a little bit today about a really interesting, short, fast, effective strategy on shifting energy. There is a healing tradition called Huna that is in within the Hawaiian healing traditional mode. And there's many different aspects about Huna. One of the aspects about Huna is called Honoponopono. And Honoponopono is four short statements. And there's just a really interesting approach in a way towards things. I like things that are fast and easy and effective. So I'll talk about what the statements are in a moment. The Honoponopono is something that you can do aloud or in your mind. You can combine it with the tapping. You can use it whenever. I've used it while driving or doing other errands or activities. And it can be very specific or it could be quite broad. So the four statements are statement number one, I'm sorry, or I apologize. Either is fine. I am sorry. I apologize. The second statement is, please forgive me. Third statement is, thank you. The fourth statement is, I love you. So super short, super simple, super easy. And one of the ways I will use this is if, I don't know, maybe say I stumble and fall and I've hurt a part of my body. I may direct that to my body. I am so sorry, body, that I wasn't paying attention and you are now hurt. Please forgive me. Thank you. I love you. And as I can use these four statements in a loop, then it helps me stay off of the anxiety statements or the negative what ifs or the problems, that kind of thing that can sometimes pop into my mind. So at the very least, it's just a way to keep my conscious mind busy instead of stepping into anxiety and distress. But what we find and what I found with this particular modality is that it can also be very powerful because these are very high level energies. The apology, the asking for forgiveness, the gratitude, the love, these are all very high level energies. And as we tap into these energies, sometimes, I would say all the time, but what happens is it starts to kind of generate an energy that can be very interesting and very effective. One of the stories about the Ho'oponopono is that a medical doctor, Dr. Hugh Lan, got a position at a facility for the criminally insane. And so he was, I believe, the medical director. And he did this process. He did the Ho'oponopono on the patients in the facility. I don't know a lot of the details. It's just a short version that I heard. And apparently he worked with the medical files, the paper files, and he would just go through the Ho'oponopono for each patient there. He also taught the staff how to use this as well. And the story goes that he was pretty successful at this, that people got well, and they just ended up closing the facility. And the way Dr. Lin used this is he would look at the file and he would accept responsibility for this person's situation. Now, Dr. Lin, we know if we looked at it from a legal lens, had no responsibility for this person being there, never met the person, but he's accepting responsibility in an energetic way. He's saying, as a person who is part of the entire fabric and matrices of all the multiverses, I'm a part of this energy and I'm accepting responsibility for what you've been through so that I can help guide this energy for your healing and well-being. I'm so sorry that you had to go through these really painful experiences, these traumas. On behalf of everyone you've interacted with, please forgive me. Please, let's forgive everybody. I'm asking for your forgiveness, and I'm extending this energy of love to you. So you can use this in a very specific way for yourself, for an emotion that you're feeling, a belief you might have. You could extend this to a younger part of you. Maybe a younger part of you went through a very difficult experience, and you could imagine that younger part of you in that experience, and that as the older part, you're saying, I'm so sorry that you went through this. Please forgive me for not having come to help you sooner. Thank you. I love you. Sometimes when I do that, I imagine a blanket of light, and I'm wrapping my younger self in this blanket of light and having her know that I recognize her pain, her distress, her suffering, and that she doesn't need to be in this place anymore. She can let that go. So we can do this for ourselves, we can do this for others, we can do this for our governments, for our planet, all the suffering that our planet is going through with the layers and levels of pollution and the difficult things that we're asking of our planet. Sometimes if I'm in traffic and I'm driving responsibly, but somebody else is angry or just makes a simple mistake and maybe cuts me off, and it's shocking and upsetting when that happens, I will run the Ho'oponopono in my mind. And again, I don't see that person's bad behavior as my personal responsibility, but as a driver on that road, I'm willing to take on that level of responsibility because I know the Ho'oponopono will take that energy and transmute it. It will move it into a better energy that is just going to create a better place on the road for myself and for others. And I don't know, maybe that person's going through a very difficult day and nobody else is showing some compassion or caring for that person. Sometimes if I'm on the road and somebody's acting aggressively, I'll tell myself, oh, maybe that's somebody important, like a doctor racing to the hospital because somebody needs that person's help and care. I know that when I practiced as a midwife, sometimes I had to get to a birth quickly and I was more aggressive than I normally would be. And I'm sure I probably really annoyed people. I had to get there and I had to get there fast, and I would make it to the birth, and I feel like, oh my goodness, that was a difficult drive. So I like to give people the benefit of the doubt that maybe they're going through something, and maybe they're not, maybe they're just being idiots. But at the end of the day, I'd like to share a little bit of that good feeling in my area of the city and my whole city and my country and beyond. And if I can use the Honopono to do that, then maybe it makes a difference, maybe it doesn't, but maybe it's just me that I'm feeling a little bit better inside. And one of the other things that I will sometimes do is I'll add it with my tapping. So maybe I'm upset and I'm feeling anxious or worried or uncertain. Maybe things are happening on the planet that are a little scary. I'm so sorry. Please forgive me. Thank you. I love you. I apologize. Please forgive me. Thank you. I love you. There's so much going on our planet right now. I apologize. I'm so sorry. Please forgive me. Thank you. I love you. I apologize. Please forgive me. Thank you. I love you. So even as I do that, obviously it just bringing up this place of emotion in me, and we all want to feel good. We all want to have an amazing planet that's full of joy and love and happiness, and we want others to feel good and to feel okay, and all of the strife, all the arguments, all the difficulties that are happening, we know we can have a better place. We know that we're entitled to be feeling safe and feeling good. And we may all have different ideas about how best to go about that. And isn't that interesting? We're a planet full of humans with many different ideas and ways of doing that. And in a place where we can have a lot of diversity and a lot of creative application of how to fix problems. Isn't that amazing that somebody can come up with something that maybe I never thought of, but would make my life easier and more manageable? So give it a try. Again, doesn't cost anything. You can do this silently in your mind. You could add your tapping to it. Or if you wanted to do your havening, you could do that as well and just be running it in your mind. If you have children, teach your children. These are really amazing ways of just helping make our planet a better place. One of my kids, both my kids learn Reiki, but one of my kids told me the story of being in the playground during recess, so everybody's in recess, and noticed that somebody across the playground had fallen and was hurt. And my kid said, Mommy, I just secretly sent a bit of Reiki to that person to make that person feel better. And I believe that everything's energy. I believe that that would have helped in some small way. But even if that's not true at all, even if it only just helped my child feel a little bit better, that my child has some agency and some capacity to help out and make this world a better place, I think that that's helpful. So thank you for watching. I look forward to any comments or ideas that you might have. And we have more on this topic, on the tapping and different ways to help you feel better quickly and easily. Thank you.